what's going on, guys? On today's training, we're going to be talking about a topic called street epistemology and how it actually relates to sales and how you can actually use this format and how it's very, very similar to the sales process in challenging difficult conversations or potential prospects, beliefs or limiting beliefs on why they can or cannot move forward or be successful in whatever your product or service actually is. So on today's video, we're going to be discussing the framework of step-by-step processes, how you can actually use it, and how it really implements and impacts overall sales. So let's jump into the training, you guys. Awesome, guys. So let's just kind of jump in the street epistemology. So this is a new topic for me that I've been studying for the last couple of days, and it was created by an individual by the name of Peter Bourgassian. Now, I don't know a ton about him other than he was a professor, scholar, and most of his research was actually done based off of how do you challenge somebody's beliefs or preconceived notions that they're very confident in about a particular topic. It got me thinking about how oftentimes from a sales process standpoint, I have difficult conversations with people that have limiting beliefs or believe certain ways that are preventing them from succeeding in a number of different ways, whether that's business, beliefs, time, knowledge, whatever it may be. A lot of the times we're wired from our previous experiences in life that prevent us from actually moving forward, making certain changes, or improving our life overall. And so the purpose of why this was actually put together really had everything to do with challenging people's beliefs. So I wanted to go over the framework of how Peter actually put this together on how he interacts or works with people as they're actually presenting this theory or methodology. So step number one when it comes to street epistemology is rapport component. It's very, very important that you have great rapport with that individual as you're challenging or questioning them based off of their beliefs. That's why any good sales process, it's imperative that you take the first few minutes and create immediate rapport with the customer. This is a skill set, you guys, that comes very natural for some people. Sometimes it's very difficult, but the sooner that you can create rapport and connection with that individual, we've done videos on this that research says that people make snapshot decisions as to whether they like and trust you all within the first 7 seconds. After that 7 seconds, it's really important that you connect with them on a human level and make sure that you have fantastic rapport. So everything starts with rapport first. So the second step in this process is asking them for clarity. You have to be really, really clear about what their particular belief is. Let's say, for instance, you're selling a service to help somebody with their marketing and advertising, and they've used a number of different people, and for whatever reason, it's failed, and they're under the preconceived notion that every business out there that's trying to help them is a scam or doesn't know what they're doing, or they've tried other things before in the past. We want to get absolute clarity on their immediate belief on why that's the case. So that's step number two. Step number three is confirming that you actually understand this. Now, this is super important that we teach from a sales process standpoint is really mirroring the individual. Seek for understanding, seek for clarity that you're absolute clear on what the point is that they have on why they believe what it is that they actually believe. So one of the books that I've recommended, Never Split the Difference, one of the things that Chris Voss constantly teaches is being able to repeat back to the individual for clarity to make sure that they're being understood and you're crystal clear with them in regards to what they're actually communicating. Step number four is to clarify the terms based off of what they're actually saying. So you seek to understand by repeating back to what they're saying, and then you take a further step back and just clarify, saying things to the such of, so what I'm understanding, just so that I'm clear, is that you believe this because of X, Y, and Z. Is that correct? You got to be absolute crystal clear on the process or whatever it is that they have a belief on that you're going to be challenging in order to help them to be able to move forward. So step number five, I like. This is where you're starting to challenge or starting to question essentially their confidence level in their belief. So let's say, for instance, we used the example earlier about the business owner that's hired another business for services to help them with marketing and advertising. I'd ask a question like this. So I understand really what your concern is. I understand that you feel like because of the fact that you've worked with multiple people before in the past, you don't believe that this is a problem that's actually solvable. Let me ask you a question. On a scale from 1 to 100, how certain are you that this particular problem cannot be changed? Now, what this does is this gets the prospect or the individual questioning themselves as to how strong that they actually view a certain thing. The likelihood of them saying 100 probably isn't 100%. Most likely they're going to say, hey, listen, from my experience, this is when they start to kind of question and the reality of their experiences start to kick in. And most likely they're going to start to question their own beliefs with this well, I'm about 90% sure because of the fact. So now all of a sudden we've created this gap in their assurity about the claim that they've actually mentioned. Now, this could have to do with anything. We're just kind of giving you guys examples of, a business, service, or product offering. But that next step is to really make sure that you're clear on their confidence level of the claim. So one of the best ways to do that, like I said, is ask them to rate themselves on a scale to 1 to 100 or on a scale from 1 to 10. How confident are they that they're right about this particular problem? Okay, so the sixth thing that we're going to ask them is how they actually reached that conclusion. What's the methodology? What's the experience? How did you come to that conclusion? Using the ongoing example from a business and a service standpoint is that, okay, so just for clarity, you've actually worked with 4 different businesses and you feel like they've failed. Is that correct? What are the other methodologies? What are the other things that you actually explored in order to get to where you're at from a confidence level on you not believing that this problem can be solved? After that, the 7th step is to listen and then to summarize. So now what we want to do is we want to go back, we want to repeat back to the individual exactly what they've explained to us of how they've actually gotten to that certainty. Most likely because of the fact that we asked them on a scale from 1 to 10, we've started to open up cracks in their belief system on that particular problem that gives us an opening or a way of being able to communicate with them and expose other ideas or possibilities in order to be able to help them move forward on whatever it is that you're trying to help them to move forward on. So the 8th step is to invite them to keep thinking. So let's think about alternatives. Let's think about different ways. Let's think about different reasonings why. We want to open up their ideas. We want to open up different pathways or potentials of ways that they could have come to a different conclusion. This gets the individual thinking about their certainty. It gets them thinking about why their beliefs are so strong. And it opens up additional avenues for you to be able to help them come to a different conclusion that inevitably can help them. The last step, number 9, is just to ask them to invite them to keep talking. Look for clarity, look for understanding as far as where there's openings. As we start to question their strong beliefs and get clarity on how they came to that fact, we can then open up a different pathways and make suggestions on how they can actually get to a different result with the fact that they're not happy or they're stuck in the same situation. So what's interesting about these steps, you guys, is that when I was reading through and I was studying, I'm like, man, there is a lot of similarities to this methodology when it comes to good sales. The better rapport that you have, the more that you seek for clarity on somebody's problems, the way that you help them to transition or question their beliefs to help them open up different ideas or methodologies that can help them to reach their goals is all in line with the right sales methodology. Remember, no good sales process comes from necessarily confronting somebody on their beliefs. Remember, people's beliefs or where they're at mentally is where they've gotten to because of a reason. A lot of the times that reason has nothing to actually do with you. You want to have a calm, collective conversation in order for you to help them to move to the next stage. Hopefully you guys have found this very helpful. I would highly suggest you studying a little bit more of this topic. Look up Peter, look at some of his videos. I found it really insightful for the way that I go about now questioning people that come into especially sales conversations with very, very strong beliefs. But yeah, guys, so hopefully you found this information super helpful. As always, smash the like button, follow us here on YouTube, and looking forward to giving you guys some more content. And like I said before, if you have any questions, put down in the comment section. I'm happy to be able to come back and answer those questions in additional videos or trainings. Talk soon, guys. Bye.